Hi, it's Jamie with Jamie's Arts a la Cartes. Thank you very much for joining me. I have a fun project planned for us today. I hope this video inspires you to create something of your own. If you would, hit the like button and share the video with your friends. That helps me to grow this channel and to continue to bring you new projects. If you haven't subscribed yet, would you please consider subscribing? And if you have, thank you very much. Well, we have a lot to do, so let's get to it. Okay, let's see if we cut both sides. Yep, looks good. So there's our head. Our cute little head. There's our head. Okay, now let's learn from that mistake and not do it again. Did. Nice. Okay, good. 2 bear heads. All right, so this is an extra piece. let's finish up our bear. So there's the legs, and here are the arms. And we're going to start at one end and sew around, and then come back and sew the other side. We'll make those two seams meet up right there. It's kind of thick right here, so I'm just going to go slow and easy. Pulling those little arms out of the way so I don't accidentally stitch those in there. See if I caught all my seams. Yep. Looks good. Alright, tuck everything back in there, and we'll come and do the other. Okay, so that's why, because this stretches more, is the only thing I can figure why I keep having this extra. And they were cut at different times, but if you start at the center and work out, then you don't have to worry about what to do with that extra. Where will we turn? So we should have left one of those open. So let's see which one it should have been. Should have been this one. So we'll go in and we'll remove some of the stitches here. Not a big deal. So about a finger's length, that's what I usually go for. So I will get rid of all these stray strings, but I want to come back in here and I want to reinforce the two ends so that when I'm stuffing, I don't inadvertently cause that seam to come apart. Almost to the end. Last little smidge bit here. Turn it and see what it looks like. These are just loose threads. Alrighty, there we go. Our little bear. We'll look around and make sure that we got all our little seams the way that they should be. I missed that one right there, so that's why you check. So how it's loose. So I go in and I will add one little line right in there. We'll go this way. I need to add it right here. So I'm going to pull out what I need. does. All right, now it's time for stuffing. This giant box of stuffing right here. So what I like to do is start with the legs and then work my way up. Arms, legs, arms, head, then body. And try to push it down into the toes and then finish the leg. Well, there are bears, and we'll wait for the eyes and the nose to come in, and then we'll be able to finish them and then give them a good fluffing. All right, that step's done. All right, so our eyes and our noses came in. They came like this. These on top, so it's just a little bucket of little pieces. And you get to pick, you know, the sizes that you like. So I think I want to do a couple big ones. Big nose. Another big eyes. We got some big eyes. And we'll catch another one of these noses. So something I noticed, and I saw too as it came out, some of them have this little extra tag there on the end. So what I've been doing is just give that a little nip with my scissors, and then just an emery board, file it down. That way there's no sharp surface. And you can't really even tell. And there's a piece back here. Let's see if it's pretty small. Let's see if we can just sand it off. Nope, it works better if you cut it. And it's up in there in that little crease. And again, just to give it a little filing. And wipe it off. And then I make sure it's nice and smooth. Fill a little piece right there. So it must be extruded plastic or something like that, you know, where it comes out of a machine. Like a bajillion of these little pieces in a run. But these are the safety eyes and noses. And you put the washer on the back, and it then hooks around these little grooves. and then well, I haven't been able to pull them apart, so wherever they go in, that's where they go in at, because they're really hard to move. Let's see, I think this nose, yeah, this nose had it also. So I'll go in and I'll nip those little pieces off. And then give it a little bit of sanding. Okay. That needs trim around the whole side. Good. Now let's check the eyes. The eyes look fine, I think. Okay, I only noticed that on those noses. Okay. So, here's our bears as we had sewn them. And I left everything open so that I could get these eyes and nose put on there. So what I've been doing, get our 3 pieces that we need. And I think we're going to need these large ones. This was the biggest size in the bucket. Figure out where my end is. And if we need a different size, we'll get it. Alright, so that's all over there. So then what I did is I actually went down about 2 inches from up here at the seam right up here, 2 inches down. That seemed to be where I like the placement at. Of course, if you're making these bears, you put it wherever you think. So here, I'm going to, sorry little bear, pierce it. I'm going to do a couple different things here. It was kind of hard actually for my grip, but I found a way to work around it. So just then make the hole a little bigger. And then the final little thing is I take my scissors and I don't go all the way up, I just go up a little bit. And it's just to get that post in there. And then there it goes. And it was a little bit of resistance, but not a lot. Alright, we'll go ahead and measure the other one. Again, 2 inches from this top seam up here. This is a tool that came with the eyes and noses, but I didn't find it enough, like it didn't pierce it enough for me, and I did see people struggle on the videos that I watched, so I was just determined to not do that myself. So then I went into my tool drawer. And make sure not to put the nose where the little eyeball goes. And that doesn't have quite enough opening, so you can see you struggle. You don't quite get it big enough. Right there it went. And then I even come down here and put the little nose. And so basically I'm just going to see where the seam, and I'm going to put it up top just a little bit. So something like right about in there. Alright. We made a nice little hole. depending on your fabric, I did end up having a run, so you have to be careful in your fabric. This fleece, super easy to work with, kind of thick, like the sewing part, but the piercing part, it does work well. All right, let's put this little cute nose on here. I might have to put my hand through there, but we're just about to, there it goes. So what I found easiest was to go ahead and take the stuffing out, which was a little redundant, so next time I make some of these I'll know better. But you want to be able to get into this cavity. So we're going to go for the hardest one first, which will be the nose, and it's the only reason it's the hardest is because it's the farthest down. So I'm feeling in here for where the back of the little stud is at. I'm actually going to pull it up to the hole. I'm going to remove the batting, the stuffing, and let's see if these are the right ones. And they go as a U shape. I thought first instinct was that, no, but this is actually, it works kind of like a wire tie. You know how they catch the teeth? You just gotta kind of push it. And they're hard, but that's the whole point. So a child can't take them off and swallow them. There it is, and you hear the click. You know you got past that bottom little set of ridges. All right, there's a little nose, so we're going to do the same thing with the eye. Clean around it so that it has, this touches the fabric. See, that's too big, that's okay. I've got a middle size. Which means we'll probably need that over here too. Alright, so let's try it again. And that's how you know if you've got the right size. It went on too easy. So the whole point is to lock it into place. It'll look something like that. See it from the side? This is actually touching the fabric. That's kind of what you want, to lock it into place. Alright. The other eye, again, pull it up. And we're just going to set it on top. Okay, there we go. My dexterity is not the best. There we go, and it click, 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 click down, and it's made contact, it's touching that, so then they're on there. Alright, let's think how cute is that. Alright, now for the next one. Alright, so this is the material that had a snag in it. I was able to use my fingernail and get it to come back, but what I did from that one forward, I put it in the fleece. It's a little bit different, but it's still pretty cute. So let's do this one. So again, it's going to be still 2 inches from that seam, and we'll pierce it, and I'm going to do it in the fleece this time. Seams didn't catch. So far so good. Usually it'd be like where you attach the limbs at, or up here around the neck. We can work on that some more. So the way I've been sewing this, and I'll look up the name of the stitch and I'll put it as a card there at the top. But what I do is I just give myself a double knot. I'll go to one of these shorter seams down here. I'm going to do a third one because I didn't land it right on top of each other. So just give it a good knot. And then what I do is I turn it opposite of the way I'm going to sew it, and I go up just a little bit because there's my seam from my sewing machine. I mean my little knot, my little end knot. Go up like maybe a quarter of an inch right along that seam, and I pull it through. Then I turn it around, and I just make a little stitch on either side of the opening. So it'll look like a ladder until you pull it tight. So it doesn't have to be perfectly straight, because when you pull it and the fuzzy stuff kind of covers stuff up, all you're trying to do is trying to secure it at this point. So you got this little ladder going, and then you pull it tight. Boom. Can't see any of those stitches. Let's do this so you can see better. Let's make a little table out of this one. There we go. Maybe that'll help. Again, I'm just going on this side and just making a little flat stitch. And then on this side, what that does is it buries it underneath. And I'm coming in maybe a 1/16 of an inch from the edge. So see, it looks something like that. Then when you pull it tight, you're there, they all just hide. They just disappear. All right. A little tedious, but it's that finishing touch. You could do it lots of other ways, I'm sure, but this way it kind of hides, so kind of secures it and does it in a hidden kind of way. So that's good. Just pull it and it tightens and just disappears. Love it. When I get to the end, see, here's my end. I'm just going to just kind of get it right there at the edge. Okay, I'm at the end, so you can see it just barely, but when I pull it, it disappears. And so then I just give it a simple little knot. I'm going to do it in the fleece just because it'll hide easier. I do a super close little knot, almost like a French knot. I go around it twice, pull it through, and then I come into the fleece, come up, and then I just go one more. And all that is trying to just, if that end does work its way out, there's a little bit of a backup there. And there it is. There's his little leg, or her little leg. Well, here are our bears. They have their eyes and noses, and they're all stitched up, so everything's all closed up. They're all ready to give away. I did think about putting little bows, but then I decided to wait until I knew if it was going to a little boy or a little girl. So then we'll probably add maybe little collars around the necks and little bows on the ears. But we'll call this project done for now. It was a learning experience. I had never made anything quite like this before. So it was a fun learning experience. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, would you please consider subscribing? And well, until next time, happy crafting!